Hello, my name is Tom Carl, and today I will be talking about tobacco ads from the past and tobacco ads in the present. My thesis is that cigarette ads use patriotic imagery, appeal to pathos, and a sense of nostalgia to cater to older audiences. On the contrary, Juul ads consist of colorful imagery, minimalistic design, lesser of two evils, along with glittering generalities to entice a younger generation to use their products. Now I will be talking a little bit about the background of the text I'm analyzing. Marlboro was founded in 1924 by Philip Morris and Company. Another brand predated Marlboro in 1885, and it was also known under the same name with different spelling. Marlboro fashioned themselves as a woman's friendly cigarette. The Camel Cigarette Company was founded in 1913 by Reynolds Tobacco Co. Camel already had a foothold in the tobacco industry with its sale of pipe tobacco in America since 1907. It was advertised as a perfect blend of Turkish and American tobacco that was so rich tasting, yet so mild. Juul is a popular brand of vape products in America and around the world. Juul was founded in 2015 by James Moses and Adam Bowen. Both James and Adam worked at Pax Labs before working on their Juul product. Juul is also known for being the most accurate imitation of a cigarette, nicotine-wise and hit-wise. I will now be focusing on the popular campaigns of the tobacco companies. The Marlboro Man became a staple in the tobacco industry soon after his first ad in 1955. Sales of Marlboro went up from $5 billion to $20 billion in 2 years after this campaign began. That's a 300% increase in sales in 2 years. This campaign was used as a rebrand towards men soon after smoking was connected to lung cancer and female consumers began to quit. The target audience of these ads were men in their 30s up to their 50s. Starting in the 1950s, Camel began using endorsement ads to convince their audience that they are safe and fashionable. Camel used endorsements by doctors to show are safe. That's a pretty big lie, Camel. Camel also used popular figures such as John Wayne, a prominent Western film actor, who can be somewhat compared to the Marlboro Man, as a popular figurehead for their ads. Camel also used Santa, to advertise during the Christmas and holiday seasons. The main target audience was people who are 30 years and older. During the 1970s, Richard Nixon signed a law that made it much more difficult for cigarette companies to advertise. However, these laws did not affect Juul because vaping has not yet been regulated by the FDA until recently. Juul branded themselves as a safe alternative to cigarettes with no underlying evidence to back up their claim. Used young and hip influencers to show off that you look cool when you Juul. The target audience consists of people between the ages of 16 all the way up to people in their late 30s. Another target audience of Juul is people trying to quit smoking. Now I'll be turning your attention to the stylistic features of the ads. The Marlboro ad uses imagery to paint a picture for their audience of them just sitting back and taking a drag off their refreshing and flavorful cigarette. The ad pictures just a man simply enjoying his life as a cowboy. A cowboy was specifically chosen because it's considered manly and greatly appeals to males wanting to be like him, and this can also apply to women who are sexually driven to the ad, and men might think that women will think they're sexier for smoking a Marlboro. This ad was very popular and became a staple in the cigarette industry for years to come. This ad campaign was overall very successful and greatly helped Marlboro's sales. I will now be focusing on the Camel ads to the right. The Camel ads use imagery to create a sense of safety that goes hand in hand with their cigarettes. If doctors smoke Camels and even prescribe them to their patients, then they must be safe. Another feature that Camel used was bandwagoning by saying more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette company. And another very important tactic that Camel uses is testimonial. By having a famous person, like John Wayne or even Santa Claus, endorse their company, it will greatly increase their sales. Juul uses visual imagery and flashy colors to help emphasize that they are a fun and energetic product to use. Advertises fruity flavors to appeal to younger audiences, possibly in high school, because they don't want the traditional harsh tobacco taste. Juul also uses young influencers pictured in the vaporized ad to make the viewer have an envious nature of the person and a false truth that if they use Juul, they will be able to obtain that reality. Recently, Juul has also been in the hot seat for supposedly putting ads on the website of Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. This greatly hurts their overall brand image and blatantly shows that they tried to target children into using their products. Another ad technique that Juul uses is lesser of two evils. This can be seen with their Evolution ad, where the old game controller is being made fun of because it's outdated like cigarettes. This helps make Juul look newer and more fashionable, and even claims that they're a satisfying alternative when essentially it could be much more dangerous and worse for you. Lastly, I would like to talk about Juul's most popular form of advertisement, through the grapevine. Through my own personal experience, I heard a lot of people talk about the Juul, and as soon as news of this vape device hits schools, it spreads like wildfire, and soon everyone is using one. So you guys may be wondering to yourself, why are you talking about smoking? Well, the purpose of all these ads and why I'm analyzing them is that nicotine ads are used to expand the market for cigarettes and vapes while pushing the agenda that they are completely safe for people to use, even though tobacco use has continuously been linked to lung cancer and other body ailments. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for listening to my presentation, and I hope you guys don't start smoking either. Now, are there any questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Why do tobacco companies use famous people for their ads?
That's a great question, Mom. Tobacco companies use famous people in ads because, for one, it makes them feel comfortable and they feel like they know the person. And two, it's because they envy the lifestyle that the famous person lives. Now, are there any more questions? No? Okay. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation.